Hello everyone. Thank you for watching this video. In this video, I will show you how to make friends with Japanese men. If you are interested in moving to Japan, living in a new country comes with many challenges, but by making friends locally, you can make your life more enjoyable and secure. So let's get started. Adjusting to a new place can be difficult, but you will get a lot of support from your Japanese friends. Spending time with them will help you learn a lot and add to your enjoyable experience. Advantages of making friends with Japanese men. There are many good things about living in Japan and becoming friends with Japanese men. For example, they can give you local information. Local information is very important to get used to life in Japan. You can learn about good restaurants, tourist attractions, and stores that are useful for daily life. Local information is information that cannot be found in guidebooks, but only locals know. This will make your daily life smoother and more enjoyable. You will also gain a deeper understanding of Japanese culture. By talking with Japanese men, you can learn about the unique Japanese culture and way of thinking. For example, there is a word omotenashi in Japan, which is a special way of thinking that is not found in other cultures. By deepening your understanding of this kind of culture, you can make your life in Japan more fulfilling. Furthermore, you will be able to learn about Japanese manners and unspoken rules that are often misunderstood. This will help you adapt smoothly to Japanese society. You will also be able to experience the joy of cross-cultural exchange. It is very interesting to talk with people who have different backgrounds from each other. Japanese men are often especially interested in talking about cultures and countries different from their own. For Japanese people, a foreigner's point of view is often fresh and interesting, and we can learn a lot from each other through exchange. Cross-cultural exchanges can give you a chance to rethink your own culture and see things from a new perspective. To make your life in Japan more enjoyable, it is important to build good relationships with local people. Making friends, especially with Japanese men, is a great way to learn about Japanese culture and get advice on living in Japan. By spending time with them, you can build friendships that transcend language barriers, and these friendships can bring a great sense of security to your daily life. It is reassuring to have friends, because they can help you when you are in trouble, but sometimes it is hard to know how to interact with them, because of the difference in culture and customs. Therefore, in this issue, I will talk specifically about effective ways to communicate with Japanese men, and points to deepen your friendship in 5 chapters. In each chapter, I will explain in detail what actions to take, and how to treat them in order to have a good relationship with them. Chapter 1: The first step in making friends with Japanese men. To make friends with Japanese men, the first impression is very important. In Japan, your attitude and courtesy toward the person you meet for the first time will greatly affect the rest of the relationship. In particular, many Japanese men are reserved and introverted, so it is important to match the pace of the other person. It is important to listen carefully to what they have to say and respect their ideas. The first important thing is to be polite. In Japan, greetings are very important. For example, when meeting someone for the first time, simply introducing yourself politely with "nice to meet," you can make the other person feel at ease. Furthermore, a simple "nice to meet" you will make it easier to gain the other person's trust. These small gestures of consideration will make a good impression on the other person and lead to the building of a friendship. Also, avoid approaching someone too aggressively. Japanese men are often uncomfortable with having their opinions forced upon them. By first quietly listening to what the other person has to say and asking questions in moderation, you will naturally start a conversation. For example, if the other person starts talking about some hobby, you can ask questions that delve deeper into the topic. In this way, the other person will want to talk more about you, and the conversation will naturally continue. Chapter 2: Understanding Japanese Culture. To get along well with Japanese men, it is important to understand Japanese culture and manners. Japan has many unspoken rules and special values. Understanding these will make your relationship with your partner smoother. By understanding the culture, you can show respect to the other person, which is the foundation of friendship. For example, in Japan, punctuality is very important. Being late for a meeting or event is sometimes considered rude to the other person. Therefore, you should always try to be on time for appointments. Punctuality is also a sign of respect for the other person. It is also an important step in gaining the other person's trust. Another important aspect of communication that is unique to Japan is kuki wo yomu, reading the air. This refers to sensing the other person's feelings in the atmosphere of the place. For example, it is important to be flexible and not forcefully ask questions when the other person does not seem to want to talk much, or nod and continue the conversation when the other person seems to be enjoying the conversation. These reading the air skills will help you build a smoother relationship with the other person and establish deeper trust. In addition, learning basic Japanese phrases is also helpful. Words such as arigatou gozaimasu and sumimasen are very useful for expressing gratitude and apology. Using these phrases well will make it easier to make a good impression on others. Japanese people value these small gestures very much, so it is a good idea to learn them well and use them. Chapter 3: Getting closer through common interests. A very important part of making friends is finding a common hobby. Japanese men are often enthusiastic about their hobbies, so it is easy to become friends with them by interacting with them through their hobbies. Common hobbies are very effective in shortening the distance between you and your partner. For example, sports are very popular in Japan. Soccer, baseball, basketball, and many other sports are often discussed. Many people also like the outdoors, and enjoying hiking, camping, and fishing together naturally brings them closer together. Spending time together through sports and outdoor activities is a great way to deepen friendships. Japanese pop culture is also an easy topic of conversation as a common hobby. Talking about anime, manga, video games, music, and other interests makes it easy to find common ground. However, it is important to respect the other person's interests. Don't just talk one-sidedly about what you like, but listen to the other person's opinions as well. When you find common interests, you will have more time to enjoy them together, which will lead to a deeper friendship, even if your hobbies do not match. Showing that you are willing to try new things may make the other person interested. Having new experiences together will deepen your friendship. For example, if you try a hobby that the other person likes, your efforts may be passed on to them and your relationship may deepen. Chapter 4: Tips for enjoying communication. When talking with Japanese men, it is important to create an atmosphere in which they feel comfortable talking. Many Japanese are reserved and cautious, so it is best to avoid too direct questions or strong reactions. The key to making them feel at ease is to talk in a relaxed atmosphere. For example, it is a good idea to avoid private topics when you first meet. If you suddenly talk about love or money, the other person may be wary. Instead, it is recommended to start with light topics, such as the other person's hobbies or recent events. Light topics can be a good opportunity to shorten the distance between you and the other person, and can create a natural flow of conversation. In addition, Japanese people value empathy in conversation. Showing empathy by saying "I see" or "I understand" in response to the other person's opinions or feelings will make the other person feel at ease. Reactions should be natural, but a little louder, to make the conversation more enjoyable. By empathizing with the other person's story, it becomes easier for the other person to open up to you. In addition, humor is also effective. Japanese men often like gentle, casual jokes. By making them laugh, you will make them feel more comfortable with you. However, be careful about sarcastic jokes or content that may hurt the other person. Using gentle humor can make the conversation more enjoyable. Chapter 5: Taking the long view for friendship. Finally, it is important to take the long view in developing friendships with Japanese men. Even once you become friends, it takes daily effort to keep it going. Friendship does not end once it is established. It is something that you continue to nurture. For example, the key to deepening a friendship is to remember to show a little consideration. It is important to say thank you when the other person helps you, and to casually offer support when the other person is in need. These actions give the other person the impression that you are a trustworthy person. Small acts of concern add to a stronger friendship. It is also effective to have special experiences together. For example, going on a trip together or taking up a new hobby can strengthen a friendship. Experiencing difficulties together and overcoming them together can further strengthen your bond with each other. The sense of accomplishment that comes from taking on challenges together can be a great strength to a friendship. Sometimes it takes time to build a friendship, but the most important thing is to continue the relationship without rushing to match the pace of the other person. It is important to understand each other at a natural pace rather than rushing to deepen the relationship. Friendships are cultivated gradually, so take the time to build trust with your partner. Conclusion: to become friends with a Japanese man, you need to understand Japanese culture and be considerate of your partner. Let's start with small steps and build trust over time. We hope that by trying the methods described in this video, you will enjoy your life in Japan even more. Building friendships is not a one-time experience, but something that is nurtured through daily effort and care. Thanks for watching to the end. Please subscribe to our channel and give us a high rating. See you in the next video. Enjoy your journey of making friends, and I sincerely wish you a wonderful new life in Japan. Thank you for watching.